understand why Google Maps didn't want me to take this route. The alternative was going back to Baños de Inca, but I really hate backtracking, so for the day. So San Marcos is about 70 kilometers from Cajamarca. Not the biggest day. It's because I took some time to check out Cajamarca this morning, and San Marcos is a perfect halfway point to get to Cajabamba tomorrow. Cajabamba. So Cajabamba was about 60 kilometers from San Marcos where we started, but it took a bit longer than expected, mostly because of some kind of lengthy climbs, especially at the end. But I still did get here early to drop my clothes off at a lavanderia, which is a laundry establishment. I'll be able to pick up tomorrow around 11 before heading out. Time to eat. Clean clothes, ready to go. Pretty sleepy vibes in the area outside Cajabamba. I'm digging it. And the weather is perfect. Chitabamba. That's what happens when you drink the water. A lot of climbing today. Not complaining. It's been pretty. Laguna de Saucacocha. Almost there. Yep, that's hail. Huamachuco. Hot water, internet, chair, art, and good company. All for 25 sols. Let's get something to eat. So Huamachuco is not a random stop on the road. I'm sitting here because it's near some pretty important archaeological sites, one of which is argued by archaeologists as being the most important in northern Peru. Although I'm sure some would argue that Cuelap is the more important one, which we've seen previously in Peru. But tomorrow we'll get to decide which is the most impressive and or interesting. This is Cerro de los Monjas. This is believed to be kind of the larger homes of people of kind of high society, probably political, military, or religious occupations, maybe. Pretty large homes. Pretty cool. But apparently that's not the only neat site around here. There's another one, Huiracochapamba. I'm gonna head back to town and see if there's enough time to go check out that site. Pretty massive settlement. Slipped on some gravel, hit this concrete thing, flew off the bike, hit my tibia against my handlebar, I think, and to add insult to injury, got a flat tire. So I'm trying out the one that's already been pinched and I've patched. Let's see if it holds. Seems to be holding so far. I think my patching skills have come a long way since Central America. It almost looks like an ancient pyramid or something, but just interesting rocks. I've seen a lot of them today. Pretty sure I'm at over 4,000 meters at this point. Really peaking. It's a good looking shape. Interesting colors. As I was rolling into town, I felt lack of pressure in my front wheel and I got a flat, which I guess there were worse times to have it happen. At least I was into town, Kieruvalka, and then my front rack completely flipped off. So my bike was just there in a busy part of town. I was looking for a hotel, and it was just kind of a hectic moment. There was this dog that was barking at me, but I eventually found a hotel. I tied a string so that my rack would stay up so I could move my bicycle around. And yeah, I found a place. Gave me this little back spot here to work on my bike. And yeah, more patching to do. Really doesn't seem like I'll be able to find a new inner tube in this town, because the mines are literally like right in front of where they live. You just walk there, no need for a bicycle. So last night I took a proactive approach. Got a delicious Trujillo beer and patched 2 inner tubes, fixed my front rack, changed my rear brakes. But this morning, unfortunately, the inner tube I thought was fixed was flat again. So now I'll be trying the second inner tube that I fixed last night, and which this one has 2 patches at this point, and see how that goes. Yeah, not the nicest or cleanest town you'll ever see, but people seem nice. So this happened again. Road is a little choppier than I expected, which isn't great for a ticking time bomb of an inner tube, but slow and steady wins the race. Santiago de Chucho. Only 55 kilometers on the day, but that's how the wind blows sometimes. Pretty good, cool hotel room, except for the fact that, hold on, I'm going to turn on the lights. Not that it makes much of a difference, except for the fact that they kind of swindled me on the internet a little bit. Maybe not swindled me, but anyways, the internet didn't work. And I was asking different employees, and no one seemed to have an idea why it didn't work. Then I asked one younger girl who seemed to work here, and she said you should just get a plan with so she says you should just get a Bytel phone plan. It's cheap and faster than the Wi-Fi. And I had been paying more for places that had Wi-Fi, thinking that I was saving money on phone plans, but I decided to walk into a Bytel store anyways. And sure enough, it is 30 sols for a month of unlimited data, which is like less than $10 US. So pretty good deal, which means I can get cheaper rooms without internet and still use internet on my phone. and maybe even a potential of creating a hotspot with my laptop. So that's a good development. I didn't really consider the option because in my mind I was used to the Central American prices of phone plans, which were quite a bit more than this one. So that's a pretty good thing. But setting up a phone plan in a foreign country, always a bit of a slow process. So it's like 11:30 now, and yeah, this is the main highway here heading south through Central Peru. I was kind of expecting maybe that it would be paved, but it doesn't seem like it, at least for now. Fingers crossed. So hard to tell how far I will get today. Actually, like half of the time there's part of the road that's actually pretty flat, and I'm kind of enjoying a more engaging ride versus the more meditative riding you do on pavement. It's more engaging, and it'll be a lot of fun if I had the right setup, but can't have everything. So I've spoken to 2 different parties that have told me that the road is rocky all the way to Moyobamba. Wasn't a good morning to lose my left glove. So when I got to the town of Chiquian, I saw a truck filling up. Asked if I could get on. Of course I could. I was going to Cajamarca, which is where I would have been lucky to make it today. So I thought that was good, that I would definitely be able to make it to Santa Clara de Tulpo. But the ride actually took quite a bit longer than I was expecting. They stopped to like pick some herbs and stuff on the side of the road for like half an hour and stuff like that. So yes, I'm not taking the highway, I'm taking a shortcut, because this is what the locals recommended, and the highway wasn't great either, so it was getting worse and worse on the way to Chiquian. So yeah, enough talking, more biking. Not sure which is worse, going up a gravel road or going down it. Santa Clara de Tulpo, aka I made it. So I was really glad to make it to Santa Clara de Tulpo last night. Starting to get dark, and the road was getting worse and worse. It was just really sand and rocks, a lot worse than the beginning of the day. So I was getting off my bike, getting on my bike, pushing it, riding it a little bit, pushing it some more, and I was thinking this is the longest 15 kilometers I've ever done. And then my phone died, and like I said, it was getting dark, and I was thinking, man, it's really been a long time I've been pushing through here. I was starting to wonder if I was even going the right direction. So when I saw the town, that was a great moment. So I went to the only hotel in town, which is unmarked on the left coming in. It's on Maps.me. I believe it's called Rodriguez or something. Anyways, so I go there and I ask them if there's a restaurant in town, and they say no, but you can eat with us. And it was the woman who owned the place, her brothers were in town. I guess they usually live in Trujillo, and we had a dinner together. That was pretty cool. And then I offered to pay after, and then she refused, and then I even got a free breakfast in the morning. So that was pretty awesome. And apparently there's potential for even more free food, as there's a kind of a holiday or something in Moyobamba, they were telling me, where there's kind of like a free food festival going on. Which might be where these gentlemen are going right now. So I have 6.5 kilometers to do in some kind of tough terrain, and then maybe it will be rewarded with free food if I'm not too early. Although there's music playing, the party hasn't really started yet, and it's only 10:30, and since lunch is usually starts at like 2, I'm not going to be sticking around for a meal. On to Payasca, hopefully, for the day. Did I mention it can get pretty hilly in Peru? What I think it is. Barely believe it. Going so fast, it's frightening. Now. So I guess I'll have to find a new hat. That was a pretty tough climb, but I've arrived here in Payasca. I've got a new hat, only 20 sols, which is like not even $7 or something. Little fake Adidas hat with a bit of mesh even. And even more importantly, I got some good directions. I discovered talking to some friendly locals. Initially I was going to follow the main highway, which is the yellow line on Google Maps. But this would have actually been a mistake, because that road is mostly all dirt and rocks. There's actually a white line, Route 100, that goes to Chiquian, which would seem longer. It was actually going to save me at least a day or two, just because it is mostly paved. So pretty happy about that. Oh, they're not just going to give you the pavement. You got to work for it a little bit. That's interesting. think there's much between here and my destination for today, so no mistakes allowed. Shouldn't even be filming, I should be keeping my eyes on the road, which is full of potholes. God damn it. I think this summarizes the problems of some of Peru's highways. Sure, it's safe. Yep, totally safe. There's a small town back there. I was able to buy a sporade in the water. Hoping to buy some emergency food in case for some reason I don't make it to Chiquian. I do still have a small pack of peanuts. But yeah, I think we should be okay. As long as I don't do anything that a minor impact on my front wheel. So Clara is the name of the town. I guess of this archaeological site here. Another adventurous day of cycling in Peru, par for the course. So last night I came into Chiquian, which is basically just a kind of town that exists because there's a highway connection here, a T connection, so they can sell stuff to people coming through, buses. And there's some kind of nice views here. And this is my grungy room where I tried to sleep last night. It was so hot I couldn't make use of this cover here, and because of that I was getting devoured by sandflies. Pretty itchy. Needless to say, did not sleep great, but definitely not staying here. Let's hit the road. So I made it into Huayanca, found a room, got something to eat, and then noticed that my ankles were pretty swollen. So after editing a video, doing a blog post, talking to my parents, I went down a research wormhole and found out that there's a possibility that these black spots are burrowing female sand fleas, which, if that is the case, means they're underneath my skin, and that this is going to get more painful and more swelled up, which would mean that I would probably have to get them all removed, and since I have a lot, that would be pretty bad. but I'm hoping that that's not what it is. Fingers crossed. So yeah, that led me to be up pretty late. That and the fact that the water was turned off so I couldn't shower was making me upset. But I shall continue, hopefully today, to Yungay. Free zip line. No thanks. So I've heard that in between Huayanca and Huaraz there are 35 tunnels, none of which have lighting, and some of them are pretty long. So should be a pretty hair-raising day. Made to Yungay, and swelling seems to have come down a bit, which I guess is a good sign. Probably won't die. Hope that's what you were expecting. If not, need some help. Feeling pretty good today. Had a great day yesterday in Huascaran Park. Some amazing scenery. And I probably don't have female burrowing sand fleas in my ankles, so that's really good. And yeah, today should be nice. The final day of our long journey to Huaraz. If the weather permits, as in if it's not too cloudy, we should be getting to see some pretty nice peaks on the way. Feels like bird watching, but for big mounds. I've made it to Huaraz, which is kind of the most popular town for tourists to be staying at when they're visiting Huascaran Park. It's the biggest. It's kind of a small city. There's a lot of accommodation options. Actually, after a bit of hunting, I found a hostel bed in a dorm where I'm currently alone with only 3 beds for 18 souls, including breakfast. So that's like $6 US with breakfast, which is pretty good. But the town slash city itself is nothing really remarkable or worth visiting. There is a main plaza that I've asked the hostel owner if that's worth visiting, and he kind of shrugged. But he might live here, so that's kind of the case when you live somewhere. It never really seems that impressive to you because you're used to it. Yeah, so unfortunately we weren't really able to see the full glory of some of the mountains and of the Cordillera Blanca and Huascaran Park on the bike ride here to Huaraz. But yesterday, when I did a full hiking day in the park, it was actually a lot clearer, and I did get to see quite a few majestic snow-capped mountains, along with some beautiful blue lakes that almost didn't seem real. They looked kind of magical. So I'll be doing a full video of that, of me going to see the Yanganucho lakes as well as Laguna 69 in Huascaran Park. That was an amazing day. So that's a full video that will be coming up after the video of the pre-Inca ruins that I saw in Huamachuco. So that was in this video here, and that video will be coming out after this one. So I hope you enjoyed this journey. Definitely did. Another beautiful segment in my bicycling through Peru. Before that, I did the Chachapoyas region north of Peru, and that was also very beautiful with a lot of cool things, including the biggest waterfall in Peru, the Gacta waterfall, one of the biggest in the world, and the Cuelap fortress. That's another archaeological site, and I'm looking forward to continuing my adventures. Next, I'll be heading to the historical capital of Lima, and probably not getting there in a way that you would guess. So look out for that, and that will be coming up after the full videos of the ruins in Huamachuco and of the magical lagunas in Huascaran Park. So yeah, so if you'd like to see some more Peru videos, you can do that by going on my channel page and clicking on and selecting the Peru playlist.